This man scored 1 goal. 6 days later, he was shot 12 times in a parking lot. This is the story of Andrés Escobar, the gentleman of football, and the own goal that became a death sentence. In 1993, Colombia was on top of the world. They had just demolished Argentina 5-0 in Buenos Aires. Pelé himself predicted Colombia would win the 1994 World Cup. Drug cartels poured millions into Colombian football. They bought clubs, they laundered money, and they gambled enormous sums on the national team. The players were not just athletes anymore. They were investments. The 1994 World Cup in the United States was supposed to be Colombia's coronation. But from the very first match, everything went wrong. Romania destroyed them 3-1. Back home, the coach Francisco Macherano received death threats. Then came the match against the United States. June 22, 1994. The 35th minute. An American cross flies into the Colombian penalty area. Andrés Escobar stretches out his leg to intercept, but the ball deflects off his foot and rolls into his own net. Own goal. Colombia lost 2-1. They were eliminated from the World Cup. And back in Medellín, powerful men lost millions of dollars. Everyone told Escobar not to go back to Colombia. His friends begged him to stay in the United States. But Escobar refused. He wrote a column in the newspaper El Tiempo. His final words to his country were, "See you soon, because life does not end here." 10 days after the own goal, July 2, 1994, Escobar went to a nightclub in Medellín. Outside, in the parking lot, he was confronted by a group of men. They were connected to the Gallón brothers, known drug traffickers. They had lost a fortune betting on Colombia. The argument turned violent. A bodyguard named Humberto Muñoz pulled out a gun and shot Andrés Escobar 6 times. Witnesses said the gunman screamed goal with every single bullet. Escobar collapsed on the wet pavement. He was 27 years old. 120,000 people attended his funeral. The streets of Medellín were flooded with mourners. His teammates carried his coffin through the city. The president of Colombia attended the ceremony. The killer, Humberto Muñoz, was sentenced to 43 years in prison. But he was released after only 11 years for good behavior. The Gallón brothers, the men who ordered the hit, spent only 15 months in prison. 15 months for the life of the gentleman of football. Every year, on July 2nd, the people of Colombia remember Andrés Escobar, not for his mistake, but for his courage. He could have stayed in America. He could have hidden, but he chose to face his country. Because life does not end here. Except for Andrés Escobar, it did. Subscribe to never miss a hidden angle.